Hey, this is David again. I'm talking to you. I'm trying to do this in a time frame here. This is David again. You see my picture on the screen. I've been running my business now for quite some time. Graduated from the University of Arkansas back in 1967. Started my own business in 1968, preparing income tax. I've been doing tax and other things since then. Some of my accomplishments you can see on the left side under my picture. The major accomplishment that I have on the left side is that I found that God is my plan A. He is really everybody's plan A, whether we know it or not. And many of us on the world don't know that He is plan A. I made money my plan B. I have quite a few other plans that I'm utilized, but these two, God and money, I use the money because I have. So I'm going to introduce you to it here. The money funds my lifestyle. We're going to talk about that, and money funds everybody's lifestyle. But what we're talking about here is what you're going to leave for yourself, what you're going to do for yourself, I'm sorry, and what you're going to leave for your people that you love. This is Wealth Transfer Alliance technology. Wealth Transfer Alliance was established recently by two people. We're going to meet them in just a minute, and you can get their background as well and show you how they're helping now all over America because it's a nationwide company. And as a nationwide company, it's saving you money. I'm going to pause on that. It is saving you money, whether you understand it or not. And I hope you get understanding of what we're talking about in this process for the time being and what we're doing. Okay. It's personal demonstration for you. This is a personal demonstration for you and especially you. Make sure that you pay close attention and try to understand what we're talking about. And I'm going to do this, might as well say it now because it's true. God said, above all I getting, get understanding. And I want you to just watch this until you understand it. And once you get to understanding, then you're going to have the light comes on like it did for me. It takes me a while. Watch our W.T.A video for detailed information. That's one of the co-founders giving you some special training. I made a video of the training because it's very important for me to have it. I want to share that with you to show you what he's talking about with regards to you getting training. Again, on the right side, again, this is me. You see my picture three times. That's for a reason, because God the Father, God the Son, and the Holy Spirit are the same God. I am the same person. Me, myself, and I is what you see. 1 + 1 + 1 really does equal 1, whether you understand the math or not, because when we talk about 1 + 1 + 1 being 1, we're going to talk about you, me, myself, and I. One person. You see, but you're using three non-pronouns in order for you to get that. Now, look, I'm going to move on with this because I'm taking too much time and I do have a tendency to gab when I'm talking. The president of the company, his name is Brian E. Riley, Professor Brian Riley, many degrees, given his life for the United States Army for 22 years. And in the process of doing that, he's accomplished has quite a few accomplishments. And he teaches at a couple of universities. To give an idea of who he is, but look at his bio, you can see his educational background. This young fellow, I call him a young fellow because compared to my age, he's a young fellow, but he is very well into what he's talking about. I pray that you listen to him and you're going to hear him. Go to call or visit 1-301-328-4186.com. That is Professor Riley telling you what you need to know and do in order to have some of the accomplishments and the income that he's expressing in his presentation. He's going through that process. I put him in my own URL. I have a URL and you see it on the screen. Call or visit 1-301-328-4186.com. That's Professor Riley. But it's also me. You can call me 301-328-4186. 301-328-4186. That's my Magic Jack online number. If you don't have Magic Jack, I recommend that you do because it's an internet number. You can call anywhere on the globe using that number. Just like you can access the internet anywhere. So you can get me 24 hours a day. That's why I say you can't call me too late or too early, because if you call me, I'm gonna know you called because you can leave me a voice message. And if you don't want to talk to me, you can listen at the CEO or the founder of the W.T.A. Alliance company, and he's going to give you information that I really can't give you. I don't have the credentials that he has, notwithstanding the fact that I do have some extension in my education, but yet and still he's going to give you some things that I can't. Now look, this person here is a co-founder. He's the chief executive officer for WTA, and you see his bio. He has over 30 years of experience, 3 growing daughters, to give you an idea who he is. But he has information also, and the training that you saw at WTA training video .us. That's this gentleman here, Mr. DC. I call him DJ, but Coach Derek C. Johnson, I call him DJ. He is one of the co-founders of W.T.A. He has extensive background, and you see all of his credentials on the screen I just read that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on either one of them because they're going to introduce themselves to you in the process of you getting through this presentation we're doing now. So moving on. Now look, this is me also. This is my software. What we're talking about, I call it software, but it's technology. This is my own personal technology for me to do my wealth system. I made up my wealth system. What we're going to be talking about here, my living revocable trust or my revocable living trust. Either way you want to use it, I have a trust. My trust is what I'm going to show you now to show you how to get a trust. Your name is going to be, my name is David Richardson. Your name is going to be on your trust, just like my name is on my trust. So anytime I log in at the top, I have access to all the information that you see at the top. My home, I have my information, my plan detail. All this is my personal information. The videos are telling me what I should do and within my trust, about my trust, pricing, the things that I do to fund my trust. All these data is in my hand, but you can't see it. I have GiveMeYourAttention.com. GiveMeYourAttention.com is just me to introduce my software or my technology to the world. I want especially all the persons in the United States to have access to my technology, because the same technology that I'm using is going to be used for all those persons in America who decide to have the same thing I got. And I do hope that they do, because it's very, very useful for them to have it. America's best comprehensive online estate plan. America's best comprehensive online estate plan. This is an estate plan that's put out by 2 attorneys, and you want to get familiar with those 2 attorneys, which you're going to do in a few minutes. I am an advocate, as you're going to see as I proceed on this process. Now look, watch this. This is again, I'm showing you how to reach the CEO or the founder of the company, the president, Professor Riley. I'm also showing you how to enroll. Go to WTA enrollment form. When you go to WTA enrollment form, it's going to give an opportunity to become an advocate and or an affiliate. Now, I don't know a lot about the affiliate side because I'm an advocate. I can only tell you to listen to what the CEO and the president of the company is telling you to do with regards to the affiliate, but the affiliate don't give me an earnings. As an advocate, I have 10 ways of earning income from WTA. As an advocate, I literally can earn income 10 ways. Now, I'm a businessman. I've been in business with myself. I'm an accounting major and a business administration major as a BS degree, and I have master's degrees in the same field. And study for the CPA. I got a pretty extensive background in this process, but I want you to understand that when you enroll, you're going to become a business whether you operate as a business or not. That's why I put my enrollment link here to show you when you enroll. I'm enrolled as an advocate because as an advocate, I'm running a wealth transfer alliance business. Okay, this is the easiest way to avoid paying the probate court and high attorney fees, hourly attorney fees, $600, $800 per hour, and for just distributing your personal revocable living trust, saving wealth transfer costs. See, the probate court, and all this is about you avoiding probate. The entire presentation is about you avoiding probate. Now, to avoid probation, you get familiar with probation. You can go to court, and the court can put you on probation. 2, 3, 4 years, and without sending you to prison or jail, she will put you, judge will put you on probation. Or you can go to prison and spend time in prison, come out of prison or jail, and still get probation. And your property, when you transition and go home to the Lord, leaving this place we call earth, when you transition, your earnings, your assets, your homes, your cars, and everything that you have of the value of an asset can be going into your revocable living trust. And to get your revocable living trust technology, it's going to cost you $1,995. We're going to talk about that from a tax advantage. It is a tax advantage for you when you go and get your technology. You have a tax advantage now. And as an accountant, I'm going to give you that information as to how you can take advantage of this process for a tax standpoint, okay? And you're going to also become a business, and your startup cost for your business is also an advantage for you to reduce your liability and income tax. So all we talk about in this process, this presentation, is for you to have what I'm already telling you can have. Listen to the CEO, listen to the founder of the company under the website you see up there, call or visit. Then go in and enroll. Go ahead and enroll. You want to do this hopefully before 2025 to take advantage of your startup costs that you incurred during 2024 to take advantage of your 2024 information on your tax return. But if you don't do that, I can understand here being in the 18th day of December, and you may not get this video until next month. I can understand that, okay? But moving on, but I want you to emphasize what we're talking about. The whole process for you to avoid paying the probate court. And a probate court can keep you in probate court for 10, 15, or 20 years. It's all depending on whether you satisfy the court, one person, he or she, judge in the court, for that court to put you in a process where you can get your assets out of your probate process. But if you set up your own living revocable trust, saving you the headache of going to probate, you don't have to go to probate. So this is for you to avoid probate. Step one. We're going to show you how to avoid probate by you becoming setting up your own revocable living trust. Now, two kinds of trust. I'm going to talk about both of them right now. I'm not going to talk about the other one through this presentation here. And there's revocable and irrevocable. The irrevocable is a trust also, but it's for persons who want to change something to prevent something from happening. And usually the person that's set up an irrevocable trust don't have access to the trust any longer. That person is already gone. So, but a revocable trust, you're going to get. That's what we're talking about. You having a revocable living trust, not an irrevocable trust. The cost with the World Transfer Allowance is, you see on the screen, $19.95, and we're going to talk about your benefit for you using the $19.95 as a credit on your income tax. Okay, and also let me tell you this before I turn. You can also, if you don't have the $19.95 here at Christmas time, you can also put it on a credit card. You can go credit and pay very little on a monthly basis. But if you do what we're recommending, you won't have it a whole month, because you can earn enough money in one day, yes, to pay for the startup cost on one day. And I'm gonna show you some of that in just a minute. But you gotta move. You can't sit on it and wait on it to happen. You gotta move on it in order for it to happen. And when you do move, once you make the move one time, you won't have to do it again, because your income is going to be high. Now here's the technology. You see, I told you, welcome to your client's center, David. They are talking to me. This is my own personal technology that I'm showing you. Yours is going to look the same, and look at the process. You start here. You start here. Step one is an interview. So when you click on the button, it's going to take you to some tabs for you to get an understanding of the technology. If you click on step two, which is review your trust, again, it's going to take you to the tabs. I'm going to show you the tabs in just a minute. Step three, I'm going to show you the tabs on this in step three for the review of the information that you're giving. And when you enroll and using the estate plan, that's going to give you that information. That's why I put the pen here to show you got to assign this process. Okay, what you're going to put in your trust to fund your trust. All revocable living trusts have to be funded. How do you fund it? Well, your home, that's a way of funding. You put your monies in there, that's a way of funding it. You put your retirement income in there, that's the way of funding it. You put your social security income, that's the way of funding it. So you got to put your assets, and that's what you're saying here. Funding is a virtual step where you move your assets into your trust. You put your assets into your trust. Check on the funding kit. You follow the funding kit instructions. All that data is in the technology that I'm going to show you in just a minute where to get it. Then you're going to have step 5, 4, or 5, the final step, is where you upload your documents into your own e-vault. We're talking about you having your own personal vault that only you have the access to. Your password and your username, whatever you have to access your vault, that's how you get in your vault. And you and maybe one of your relatives or one person that you trust will have that information for you to access your vault. Now I'm gonna move on to the next one. Watch this. This is still part of the technology. Welcome, David. Is one each step you see my name at the top. This is my own personal software. It's telling me how to start. So I'm showing you these steps again to show you there are only these 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all I'm trying to get you to see. And I'm gonna show it to you again because I want you to understand what we're talking about. Here's what you need in order to do to get started. You see what you will need these data as you get started. And this is what you need to step 2. Review your trust. Review your trust. Here you can generate your documents, review them, and check back to change anything needed on them as often as you like, because you're the only one that have the information that's in the trust. Who are the trust? I'm so glad you are. You are the trust. You become the heir, or no, you become the trust yourself, and all those persons, loved ones, children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, whoever you want to put in the trust, and whatever portion they get of this or that or that. Your assets is what's going to be in you, your trust. Okay, now I understand. I'm going to slow down because I'm going too fast and talking too fast. These are the things that you need on the left side. You're going to see now, talk about the beneficiaries. You will have one beneficiary to talk to the other beneficiary. That person that you designate as the person that's going to be in control of your irrevocable living trust. No. In charge of your revocable living trust. I said irrevocable. The one that's going to be in charge of your revocable living trust. That person is your like a supervisor for your beneficiaries. That one person. And that one person could be a member of the family, or it could be an attorney, it could be whoever you designate to take care of the matter. But all these data that you see, what you need is what you're going to need in order for you to have your living revocable trust. Okay, we're moving on because you can go back and reiterate this information. Now, then, man, I told you a while ago in step 3, you see how you fund your revocable living trust. You put your house in, your boat, your cars, your money, all of your information, all of your assets, all of your assets are going to go into your revocable living trust, and now you're funding your trust. That's what it means by how you going to fund it? Through your assets. And these are the assets we're talking about. Remember the tabs I told you, see where it says cover? It says welcome, interview, review, revocable living trust, certificate of the trust. You have to be certified in the certificate of the trust, the living will and testament. That's all part of the revocable living trust. Now let's talk about a will. The difference between a will and a trust. A will go to probate court. Your trust won't go to probate court. You're trying to avoid your assets being eaten up by the court and the attorneys that the court assigned to help the court to take your money out of your estate. And I'm going to show you in a few minutes how one person left $5 billion, and we're going to, you know her name in a minute, you're going to see she left $5 billion. And that $5 billion is orchestrated by the probate court and the attorneys that the court has. Now, the attorneys' hourly fees go real high in the process of your estate. They could be $600, $700, $800, $900 per hour. And if it all course of a year, those hours add up because you can have 40 or 50 hours at $800 or $900 per hour. and the money comes out of your estate. Imagine a person having a $5 billion estate and how much the attorney was getting per hour out of that estate, including what the court is getting. Now, the court is an individual. He or she judge is an individual. You don't have 5 or 6 judges sitting on the probate court. You have maybe just one judge. But that he or she judge is the court. Understand that. So the tab that you see in the center, that's you. You are the revocable living trust. And these are the data that your revocable living trust, and I get tired tongue on that. Your revocable living trust is in the center. That's you. I'm gonna move on and keep on with it because we're gonna try to duplicate to show you this. Again, you are funding your trust. See in the center, that's you. The step 4, funding your trust, is a virtual step where you move your assets into your trust, and you click the funding kit. Funding kit is following the instructions for you to fund your trust. Remember, your trust only works if you properly fund it. So we're going to make sure that it's funded correctly before you move on. These tabs that you see in the center, these tabs are going to give you understanding as to how to fund your trust. And then you can make sure you can now, if you want to, call and the number that you saw on the screen, those persons, the president, the vice president, and the support staff that they have, they too will help you with your answers about funding your trust. Now I put a little red mark down here at the bottom that says you click that information that's in your kit, in your trust kit, your irrevocable trust kit, and that's going to give you information also as to how to fund your account. So as much information that we can give, that you can get here for you. All you got to do is make sure that you set yourself up the trust. Now, not setting it up is not helping you. Putting it off until next year is not helping you. I don't know when, at my age, I am 1967, I started graduating from college, born in 1944, so you do your own math on that. And you can see now why I'm so up on you having your trust, even if you're 35, you're 25. And I'm going to show you a gentleman that was 25 years old, 27, and he passed away and left almost over $100 million because he thought he was too young and he didn't set up his revocable living trust. And he lost. So your home can go in, as you see there are 2 people putting the home in, and your boat, all these data, these are assets, and what I'm keep emphasizing for you to know that's going to go into your revocable living trust. Now look, here's your eVault. We'll go into your eVault, just look in the center, and this is your final state for you to upload all of your documents, your wills, your deeds, your whatever you have, and I just said will, because if you can put a will in there, but you can't use a will in this process. Your will has to go to probate court. But your revocable living trust, it don't have to go to probate court. See, you put your information in, and all the information that the court would want is in your trust. So you're the trust, and your beneficiary, your trustee knows what's in the court, and your vault has everything that the court could possibly want in the vault. So you can have that vault given to the court, and the court still just march away, and you don't have to go to probate. Because to go to probate, you're going to have to add some years for you to get out of probate. One of my persons that personally know, he has been in probate for over 9 years. But there are some people that's been in probate for 20 plus years, and they're still in probate, and their estate keeps going up in value. See, your home, your estate, your real estate asset, it goes up in value. So you can have a home that you paid $100,000 for, and by the next 10, 15, and 20 years, whatever cosmetics you've done or whatever the appraised value goes up, it could be $500,000. So now you got the court and the attorneys taking money out of your estate that you could have in your family, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren's hand. We're moving on. W.T.A. enrollment form is where you go to enroll. You can enroll as an advocate, $195, or you can enroll as advocate or an affiliate. Affiliate is $195, an advocate is $495. But the $495 is a business. The $195 is also a business, but you can't earn 10 ways if you are an affiliate. I do know that. Advocate earns 10 different ways of income. I want to show you that in a few minutes, and I'll move on and taking up too much of your time. Now, here's them just to show you how persons, and these are all celebrities, with them using that word celebrity. These persons here have, some of them have vast estates, and their estate still has to go into a revocable living trust. Each one of these persons, considered to be celebrities, each one of these persons have to have a revocable living trust. If you're working and you have an income 100,000, it's still a revocable living trust. Whatever it is, you have assets, a home that you live in, the car you drive, it has to go into your revocable living trust. Now, the picture on the left, on the right side here, I'm just trying to give an idea of what your telephone can do. You know, your telephone can put information into your trust. All you gotta do is access your trust, put your password in, put your information in. You can take a picture, put it in, or however you use your phone. Down at the bottom, you can enroll. You can call the company at the bottom on the phone. I'll put the company's contact information, call or visit 301-328-4186. You're gonna speak to the owner of the company or his support staff, and he has quite a few people in his support staff to give you information. And also you can enroll at W.T.A. enrollment form. I keep putting all that information in there. Can you pay attention? Now, can you pay attention is another way. So if you involved in a church or 501c3, can you pay attention? Make sure you visit canyouPayAttention.com. And if you can pay attention, you're going to be rewarded for paying attention. I got can you pay attention and give me your attention. Either way, if you pay attention, I want it. And if you give me your attention, I want it, because each one of those steps are going to put you in a position that's going to make you much better. If you use your phone, it's also going to make you much better. Here we're giving you some information about the revocable living trust. Also giving you information about a living will and advanced medical directive. We're showing you now, step by step, what a revocable living trust is really all about. And for the next couple of slides, that's what we're talking about. I told you that I am an advocate for Wealth Transfer Alliance. My ID number is on the screen. But this data here is recommended for a church because I put a video out, and you can go to canyouPayAttention.com, and that video is going to take you to the video for a church to have a wealth transfer ministry at the church. So if you individually, you want to have your own revocable living trust, you can have it through the church. And you put money into the church. I have a couple of videos on that to show you why it's an advantage, regardless of how you get it, to get yourself a revocable living trust. And that's the information that you see on the screen here, to give you my information to show you support that I am an advocate with Wealth Transfer Alliance. Okay, so regardless of what you say, I'm mumbling now. We also have a living will. The advantage down at the bottom has got you, and we'll keep on with this. So all we're gonna do now is concentrate on you getting an understanding of having a revocable living trust, what it is, how it works, the advantage of having the disadvantages. All this information here is to show you how to avoid probate and to show you the advantage of you not going to probate. It'll give me all the information about the probate you want. But regardless of what you see, we're talking about one word here, probation. Your property is going to be in probation. And they're going to hold it as long as the judge is satisfied until he or she releases your probation upon your property, upon your assets. And then they will be distributed to your beneficiaries by the trustee of your estate. But if you have a revocable living trust, you don't have to go through that process of your properties. Trust and estate planning. All this data, you stop this video and make sure you get an understanding. You can also Google this information and get the information from Google. It's going to give you an understanding of what we're talking about. I'm moving on because I got quite a ways to go. Here are two things. First of all, let's talk about the people. The people that you see Marilyn Monroe, Hollywood. Wouldn't have been Marilyn Monroe, there probably wouldn't have been a Hollywood, because she's back in the 40s and 50s, okay? She left $370,000 and went to probate. But look down under her, that Doris Duke. The Doris Duke left $1.3 billion, went to probate. Well, look under Doris Duke and Jane Brown. James Brown left $100 million, all in probate. He was 73 years old. He was younger than I am now, but he left that kind of money. I don't have $100 million, but he left $100 million in probate. Okay, look at Jimmy Henry, 27. I told you, 27, $80 million. Too young, he said, to make up a wealth or revocable trust. He didn't want no trust. He said he was too young to die. Nobody get too young to die. But look at Miss Hamilton. I knew her. I didn't know her personally, but I knew when she was going through some struggles. Miss Hamilton was. It was all over the news. She left $5 billion went to probate. $5 billion. Okay, now look at the picture in the center, and I'm gonna move off of this. I want to tell you this, that you want to do this because we are all, including yours truly, we all are going to transition, and we're all going to leave someone behind that we could have left our wealth to, other than the probate court or the attorneys that the probate court is going to use. They've graduated from law school, and you're being rewarded by you not setting up your own revocable living trust. Yep, using your phone. See the information on the phone? You can do that and avoid your state court costs and your attorneys. Your revocable living trust goes into you. You are the trust, and your family gets what you have. Trust, John Doe Trust. Just like my name is David, put your name what my name is and set yourself up your own revocable living trust. You can do the same thing I'm doing. I'm no different. Now look, let the light come on now. I'm put here for a reason. Excuse me. Let the light shine in your mind. Give me your attention. I told you. Give me your attention right about now. Can you pay attention? Because I need your attention. I want you to give me your attention. That's going to take you and give you some information about the company for you to set up your revocable living trust. And if you pay attention, that's going to give you a video to showing you how your church can also help you set up your trust by you going through the church ministry, because your church can have a revocable living trust ministry in the church. And all churches, regardless of what church you go to, they can have that process set up in the church. Remember I told you about money, funds, and my lifestyle? Well, you just go there. It's going to give you information. All I'm doing is giving you 6-7 steps is how you do this. It don't take one, but I'm talking about 6 or 7. All right. And down under there, I'm also emphasizing for you to go to W.T.A. enrollment form. I'm going to keep saying that because that's what we're talking about here. I'm not having a few more places to go. Here are different. I'm going to spend a lot of time here because this is also self-explanatory. This information here is to show you the unit trust, what it is, and how to invest in it. Naming the trust, the beneficiary. Remember talking about beneficiary a while ago, or retirement account, the pros and the cons about that. You're going to have to name a beneficiary at some point in time. That's going to take care of this matter. So all these data that you see here is easier for you to get and understand, because that's all we're talking about. You doing is becoming part of this whole process. And you can stop this video. This is the video. Just click on it and stop it and study it for yourself. Get an understanding above all getting. Give me your attention. Can you pay attention? Yes, you can. I know you can. And will you give me your attention? Yes, you will. I know you will, because if you can pay attention, it's going to direct you for you to give me your attention. So either way to go, you're going to end up doing it because it's the right thing to do. Estate planning now, they call it software. I call it technology. Wealth, a church wealth transfer ministry. Remember we talked about a while ago? I'm telling you that a church can set up their own wealth transfer ministry, and the church then becomes an advocate, and the advocate receives quite a bit of money. What the president of the company is showing you, you can actually earn over $2 million a year. So what you would have is your church ministry putting money into the church from the members of the church who set up their estate planning technology in the church, because the church can be an advocate, just like I'm an advocate. The church can enroll as an advocate, and when the church set up their ministry in the church for the parishioners and members of the church, they are now being rewarded the same as you and I would be if we are individual. Okay, self-employed people, give me your attention. If you are self-employed, you now can get a golden ticket. What I mean by that, you see the information on the left, how you get started. As a self-employed person, you can earn a huge huge, handsome monthly income simply by giving this information that you see on the left side. You're going to give that to a company, and that company, all they want is just information now on the self-employed individual. And the phone number that's on there, they're going to contact the person, email address that's on there, the name, and that the person is under age between age 18 and 64. It has to be between 18 and 64. The state where the person is unemployed in, yes or no. That person has to say yes or no. I am self-employed. If they're not self-employed, they won't be able to get the benefits that we're talking about here. And what we're talking about is that person having health insurance at a group rate. And if you don't understand that, you don't understand it. But the reason why Blue Cross Blue Shield can sell money to the federal, insurance to the federal government to insure all the military people, for example, in the Pentagon. That's a whole big business, right? Quite over 100,000, I don't know how many million people there, but they still get their insurance at a group rate. Okay, these persons here, self-employed individuals, your barber, your beautician, your pastors, your tax accountants, your Uber drivers, your Lyft driver, bus drivers, all these people, truck drivers, all these people can be self-employed. And you fill out this form, send it in. Now you got a huge monthly income coming in. It's long over and over and over again. Just do it one time. If you got 45 or 50 people, I'll show you in a few minutes. If you have, say, 100 people, I'm going to show you what your income will be on a monthly basis just by, and you're self-employed, and all you're doing is got 2 incomes coming in now. You see what I'm talking about? That's all it is. That's what I'm talking about. That's all we're talking about is you having to earn some money. This is also a continuation of what we showed you a while ago. There's special power of attorney, defined, and other powers of attorney. What is a trust receipt? How it works, the companies and the examples to show you all you need to know about a revocable living trust. That's what we're talking about. All we're talking about is a revocable living trust and getting an understanding of it. We're not talking about a will, nor are we talking about an irrevocable trust. We're talking about a revocable trust. That's all we're talking about. That's all I've been talking about. That's all I'm going to be talking about, because that's all I have information on is a revocable living trust. I'm giving you all the information to show you why you don't want to go probate. I'm giving you information to show you how you don't want to go irrevocable. I'm showing you information why you don't want to go will, because a will go to probate court. You can't stop a will from going to probate court. Now, the comprehensive, customized, attorney drafted estate plan. What I have and what I've been showing you is a comprehensive, customized, attorney drafted estate plan. All the information on the left, living revocable trust, is what's in the living revocable trust. The information on the right is the health care power of attorney, living will, advance directive, online funding kit, unlimited funding letters that you're going to have in your software, in your vault, online document vault. You're going to have that. Upgrade and make changes to your information. You can do that at will, and no one can know when you're doing it, because you can do it while you're on your phone at work or walking down the street, whatever you do. They are getting your unlimited restatements. Now, unlimited restatement is something that you really, really want to understand, because it's showing you how you can do whatever you want to do. And that word unlimited, there's another word above that, unlimited updates and changes. Unlimited, as often as you want to do it. Unlimited fund letters, as often as you want to do it. But if you have to go to court and do it, and the court's going to give you time, he's charging you a court cost. And the attorneys that's giving you the funding kit, they only spend 5 minutes and charge you for 5 hours. And it's $8 to $900 per hour. You do the math. Just give them your attention when you go there and get an understanding. And God said, above all getting, make sure you get an understanding. Now, income tax video, benefits of the living revocable trust. Benefits of the living revocable trust, 1 through 5. Benefits of the living revocable trust. Now, I put in the income tax video because I am a tax accountant, and I do know that the advantages of you having, for tax purposes, there are advantages of you having a revocable living trust. That's what I want to tell you also. But that's another game. That's some more information that I'm not putting out to the public, because I am a tax accountant. Okay? I'm a tax accountant. You can protect someone is immediately appointed to being taken care of you. Okay, someone can take care of you if you're disabled. All that's information that's on here. The benefits of you having an irrevocable trust. So now I am a person I have a problem in my body. I'm not gonna go in that right now because I am 80 years old and I do have a problem in my body. I am not disabled, but there may be I do have a caretaker. Okay, I'm not gonna go into that, but I'll move on. Okay, now self-employed people, we talked about that earlier. Remember I told you about God is my plan A, and I told you I was gonna give you something about plan B in a minute. Money is my plan B. Go to money my plan B. Say major medical coverage at a group rate. So you're self-employed, you can save hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on your health insurance that you're paying now monthly. You self-employed, you got some children, a wife and children, but you're self-employed, but you don't have to pay that high exorbitant amount for your health insurance. You can get it at a group rate through wealth transfer allowance at a group rate. And all you got to do is fill out that little form, pocket form, give it to your advocate, and your advocate will turn it into the PSA, which is a part of Alphabet. Alphabet is a company that owns PSA and also owns Google. Just to give you the ballpark of how much money they got. Very, very rich company. Okay, but anyway, you can have. They don't trust you. They don't ask you with your height or your weight. You can smoke 2 or 3 packs of cigarettes a day. They don't care. You can have type 2 diabetes. They allow that. You can have pre-existing conditions. They will allow that. All you need to do to qualify is to be 18 years of age up to age 64. And you give them that little form, and they're going to contact you. And the next thing you know, you got group rate health insurance through your W.T.A. WTA process. I'm getting tired talking. I'm getting too tired here now. Okay. Wealth Transfer Alliance does not sell health insurance. Hello? Did you hear what I said? Wealth Transfer Alliance does not sell health insurance. Wealth Transfer Alliance will give your information to a company, PSM, and PSM contact you. They're going to do is take the little form that I showed you a few minutes ago. I'm talking about the Wealth Transfer Alliance. And their advocate's going to take that form, the person that signed up, the advocate or the affiliate, they're going to take that form and turn it into Wealth Transfer Allowance. Wealth Transfer Allowance is going to give it then to PSM. And PSM then is going to contact you and tell you how much health insurance you now have, okay, at a group rate. And you're not going to turn it down because you are now saving hundreds of dollars on your health insurance, and the person who enrolled you don't have no license. They're not in a health insurance business. All they are like they are bird dogs. If you know what a bird dog, they don't call it here bird dogs. They have another name for it. But I'm a person that used to hunt with a bird dog, and a bird dog see the quails and the birds on the ground. That bird dog points with his tail, stick his tail out straight, and raises one paw. Then you know he has found something that you want to do, you wanted him to do. You wanted him to drive the quails up so you can shoot the quails. Well, here, all Wealth Transfer Allowance is doing is having you to fill the form out, give it to PSM. PSM then contact you and give you the health insurance. Bird dog, money funds my lifestyle. Make sure you go there, get an understanding. I keep pointing out, I'm almost at the end. I'm about to finish getting this. Okay. No license required, part-time income. Yep, no license required. You're an entrepreneur, educator, networker, life insurance pro, tax preparer, Uber driver, don't really matter. If you're self-employed or part-time, you want some part-time income, then do what we're asking you to do here. Anyone does the desire to do well financially can do so. Just give me your attention, get an understanding, and you go. It's just that simple. And your name is going to be on your business, and your name is going to be on your technology that you're using to set up your own wealth, your own revocable trust. Okay, this is how it works. You give your money, you give your information, and you see there, send online submission, and it goes to wealth transfer, the affiliate or the advocate. The affiliate or the advocate then gives it to Wealth Transfer Allowance. Wealth Transfer Allowance then goes down to implement the team, the licensed people, at PSM, and then it goes straight to you. That's how it's done. They call it automatic money. Okay, so every month the person keeps the insurance, you get paid. Every month you get paid. Going to show in a few minutes how your non-licensed, self-employed operation is going to put money in your pocket every month. My income tax video is just a means to show you what wealth transfer allowance is doing. Didn't I tell you get paid? Okay, this is an example. Please understand, this is only an example of what would happen. This is not an enticement. This is to show you what would happen if you were to take the actions that's being distributed, shown on the with just $100. You're gonna refer the person, and the person that you refer is gonna have $100 monthly health group health insurance. $100. Your benefit then is to see the rate per submission is in a minute. And as an advocate, you can become a wealth advocate, a senior advocate, a district advocate, a regional advocate, national advocate, or a partner advocate of Wealth Transfer Alliance. Attend my live webinar. Get all the information you can get. Self-employed persons just get a 1099. Look, your 1099 with just 170 submissions. Remember now, you in the position where you see a lot of people, and those persons that you see that are self-employed, 50 people, that's you. The 20, that's your other people that's over that you're a partner. That you're a partner. Look at the partner's monthly income. Look at the partner's annual income, and all that person did was to give their name to an advocate who turned it in to PSM. And now that advocate is getting income simply by turning in and referring the information. So you're a bird dog, and you're appointing the person to the PSM, who now has a contract with Wealth Transfer Alliance, and they're gonna pay you every month. Every month you add on someone. Every month you add on someone. Every month you get bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. And I'm gonna keep on showing you what if you had 560 self-employed person. What if you had 560? Look what your monthly income would be if you just had 560 paid submissions of the PSM paying for that health insurance for that person. Look what you would have yourself if you had 80 people. The other people that you see, those are your override. So now you're a partner. You got 80, and then all your person that you're advocate that you're overriding or getting benefits from, the national, the regional, the district, the senior, and the wealth, and the affiliate. All these persons are putting money in your pocket. So the 4230 is representing you and them, and your annual income, beside the other monies that your part-time, that your other job is producing. USA Today got this information, and this is information for you to know. It's something to understand. I just want to know you to know what's in the red. And look at what they're saying. I'm going to show you something else in a minute. $84 trillion in assets over the next 20 years are going to be distributed in the form of wealth. You set yourself up so you can get that information. I mean, the assets that you're going to need in order to get the money that we're talking about are part of it, 84 trillion. Just think of 84 trillion. I mean, that's hard for me to imagine either in an account. I can imagine how many zeros. Well, yes, I can. I know how many zeros there is in a trillion. But 84 trillion are going to be let go in the next 20 years. And you see who the persons are that's going to be receiving it. You see, 1965 and 1980. Those are the generations that we're talking about. Then we got the 1981s to 1996. Those are what we're talking about. Then we got the 1997s up to 2012. And then we talk about from now up until 2046. So that money is going to be paid out. And mother say, look, most people, that mother, they included me at one time. I didn't have understanding because I had not got involved with Wealth Transfer Alliance. But most people have no understanding of how probate process works. The probate process is a means where the government takes money out of your wealth, your home, your cars, your boats, your investments. They take money out because they don't know who you want to give it to, because you didn't set up the revocable living trust. So they don't know who to give it to until they can satisfy themselves, Your Honor. Until you can be satisfied, I gotta stay in court until you're satisfied. Your Honor says that's right. So so your motion to go, you can't go. I'm gonna deny your motion to take the money because I'm not satisfied. And the attorneys need to be paid, so I gotta take the money out of your estate to pay the attorneys that what they're making. Okay, now look. This is on the example to show you. This is the White House. And this is some of the people that's asking questions at the White House. I'm just trying to show you that the highest paid persons in America need to have a living revocable trust, or a living revocable trust, or revocable living trust. Either way you want to use the term, everybody going to do that. And these persons here are actually persons that I just took the picture and put my picture here to show you who's doing this. But I just took a picture of the persons at the White House and the press secretary, and we know who the press secretary is under President Biden. I don't know who the press secretary is going to be under President Trump, but I do know who the press secretary has been for the last 4 years under President Biden. And these are some of the people I recognize a whole lot of the faces in the core, because when she showed them, I see them on TV, and as I can see them now, at least 7, 8 people, I see their face. I don't know the name, but I do know I've seen them in this press conference. Okay, all we're doing is about wealth transfer allowance to show you that everybody who are now living are going to transition and leave something behind for someone, and it should be your estate. Whatever your estate is should be left and then distributed by your designated person to make that. Here is some information that the president of the company has given. I just took this from what the president of W.T.A. is doing. He's giving us information, and he's using this word will, W-I-L-L. And you can see in Forbes magazine in August 9th of 2023, they said that it will impact what it will. The money that's going to be distributed, 84 million, it will impact the job market in America and the economy in America, because now those persons got money in their pocket. This is going up to 2045. So those persons who are now living and getting ready to retire, they're going to have extra money, and that extra money is going to impact the job market. That extra money is going to impact the economy, and it will happen because it's coming. 84 trillion. Look at the New York Times. Look at the Street. Look at the Yahoo Finance. All of them are predicting trillions being transferred to different people as their wealth are disclosed. Okay, moving on. 301 at the top. Contact the president of the company. I was going to give you information. His staff will give you information because I'm almost sure he's too busy to do. But these 12 steps, I want to make sure you get an understanding of the eligibility for this process. And this is a bipartisan meaning for those persons who don't know what bipartisan is. This is between the Republicans and the Democrats. They agreed. The Republicans and the Democrats agreed that this law is now enforced. This law is being enforced. Hello? It's already been approved or agreed on by the Republicans and the Democrats in the United States Senate and the United States House of Representatives. The law is already here. Study all 12. Go through all 12 and put yourself there with the understanding. Give me your understanding. And when you give me your understanding, when you set up your own revocable living trust, then I know you have the understanding. Or you can set it up where you get in and get the understanding later, because it's going to come. Self-employed individual, benefits for the self-employed individual. Remember I told you that as part of the Alphabet Inc. Alphabet Inc. owns Google. Alphabet Inc. also owns Population Science Management. Population Science Management is the one that's going to be paying you the extra dollars for your health insurance just by you turning in the little form. and giving them the information, and the information just may not be for you. It could be for you and 500 or 600 other people. Well, all 500 or 600 other people is going to give you a monthly income as long as they're keeping their health insurance. And if they can't go to a place because they're self-employed, if they did go someplace else, they would have to change. See, Blue Cross Blue Shield is involved. You see, they're involved. And we're talking about the Alphabet is the world's second largest technology company. Technology. It's technology that's causing me to be here where I am right now, because I own the technology that I'm talking about for the living revocable trust. The technology, I'm using the living revocable trust technology to set myself up my own trust system. Here are the type of income. Look at the monthly income here. This is for the self-employed individual. Hello, this is for the self-employed individual. Look at the monthly income. No, this is for the software. I'm sorry. I did say self-employed individual, but the self-employed individual can also be advocate. The self-employed individual can be an advocate. The self-employed individual, whether you're self-employed or employed by someone else, you can become an advocate. And this is where you're a partner. You're now a partner. This is a partner's monthly income. If a person that's self-employed or unemployed want to set themselves up as an advocate and wealth transfer alliance, that person would earn these kind of dollars with 4 services, just 4 served services. And you see, every time something happens, that person is going to receive the pay. You see, look at the pay. Then look at the percentages of the pay. That person is getting a percentage of the income on a monthly basis. That person, the partner, is getting a percentage of the income on a basis. Yes, $1,000, 69%, 61%, 53%, 50%. All we're talking about is a percentage of the income and the monthly income to see what it is. I'm going to not move on. I'm going to move on because I've been now this almost 60 minutes. All right, now here I'm moving on. This is another pay example. Just an example. This is only an example. And you can stop this and study it for yourself. But all we're talking about is an example. And I put the information here over and over and over again. But all it is that I'm giving you in this process is an example to show you what your monthly income is with you as a partner. You as a partner. I keep showing it because this is understanding that if you were to become a partner, and I can't imagine you not wanting to be anything other than a partner, but this is 1,000 employees. If you had a corporate employee benefit and you got a company, because they do have something for companies also, that 1,000 employees would give you that kind of monthly income. Those 1,000 employees would give you that kind of monthly income. Just imagine, and you have other income, or you may not have other income, but yet and still, it's an advantage for you. This is again, same thing we showed for the USA a few minutes ago, just to reemphasize to you about the 84 trillion. This is just to retell you, so you see it again, 84 trillion in assets will be distributed to you if you decide you want part of it, but you got to set yourself up to get it. You just can't walk around and hold your hand out and then put it in your hand. You got to have something in your hand in order to get it, okay? Now, this is the last time I'm going to show you. Now, I'm going to get out of this now and try to end this within the next 2 minutes, okay? Look, here's something that God promised you. He said he'd open the windows of heaven and pour out the blessing so great you can't receive it all if you bring his tithes and prove him to his storehouse. His son, Jesus the Christ, also made a promise. And you see the Jesus Christ promises on the windows of heaven. And I don't know how many windows there are in heaven, but God did promise us all that he would pour out a blessing up on us. Now, you got to understand that the wealth that we're talking about is a blessing. You don't position yourself to get the blessing, you may not get the blessing. And there's plenty of other people who don't have the wherewithal to get the blessing. I pray that you get an understanding. This is David Richardson. I am a student of KJV, and I'm King James Version of the Bible. And notice at the top, I'm saying that God didn't say how many windows he'd open up. He just promised you that he'd open up the windows of heaven. Go outside and look up and tell me how many windows you see. You can't have that imagination. So I'm going to close it. I love you. And I thank you for letting me spend all this time with you in this presentation. All right, we've been doing this now for exactly an hour and 12 seconds. Have a good day. Make sure you share this with 20 people and have those 20 people share it with 20 people in the next 20 days. Have a good day. Bye-bye.